Hello! I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the book cover I made for Sherilyn Clow. I was very excited to make this cover when she first approached me to make it. I thought this was a perfect fit, being as we both had a little bit of similarities in our upbringing. I also was very isolated for a majority of my childhood, and I feel like there's something that I immediately connected to the story that Sherilyn's writing for her memoirs as she started describing to me what she wanted. The van and a girl, like a silhouette maybe, something similar to with the same vibes as the book Educated, which is another really good memoir that came out recently. I start connecting all these pieces and the ideas are swirling around in my head, and I started playing around. I got inspired almost instantly, and for a few days I just kept swirling these pieces around. Eventually I came up with, I'm gonna put it right here, this cover. This book cover has two sections on it. The first section that you notice is the figure because it's so bright and vibrant, but the other section is a girl standing on a cliff with a van behind her and some darker trees, and that feels a lot less saturated in color. And the idea is this girl is looking out into the world. She's not actually part of the world yet. She has this sense of isolation from everything around her, and I thought that you could feel the vastness of the space in front of her as she's standing on this cliff, and she's looking into what actually is her future. It's a window into her profile, the face, and inside of this face you see all these swirly, bright, high saturated colors, and you see hills and trails. And the idea that I got from this was to show the girl going on this journey to essentially find herself. And I feel like that's something that I can heavily relate to, is the life journey of not just going from isolation to discovering what actually is out in the world, but discovering your own self, because you have a hard time blooming and becoming who you need to be and who you want to be when you're isolated like that. And so as this cover design organically happened, as I'm just playing around with these shapes, and I just kind of stumbled across this idea of the figure being like a window into the soul and the journey, you see this journey that she's going on. I thought that's just perfect, and I got so excited about it, and I sent it to Sherilyn just a few days later and I explained the reasoning behind how I came to this design and how it was a little different than what we had discussed. And I feel like when Sherilyn got this cover, I feel like she got as excited as I was about it, and it just kind of happened from there. I'm quite proud of this cover. I usually don't like to toot my own horn, it's not my style, but I'm very excited to see this book go out into the world and see where it goes. I'm very excited to be a part of Sherilyn's team to get this book out into the world, put a beautiful cover on what is a beautiful story, and I want her audience to see exactly what the story is by just glancing at the cover. And I feel like this cover tells us that it's about a girl going on a journey, and honestly, it's the kind of cover that if I saw this book on the shelves, I would have to pick it up, because I pick out books based on covers. And this one, there's just something that screams I want to pick it up. I want the world to see how beautiful Sherilyn's story is, and if my art can add a little bit to that, then I'm very proud to be part of this team.